The leadership of the British police continue to face more scandals as we discover that Police Scotland are now raising money for an LGBT charity that's already under investigation by the same police force. Hello everybody, welcome to the channel that challenges the mainstream media and the political establishment, from the left-wing nutters to the globalist elite. We have a number of news stories for you guys, as usual, every half an hour today. And we're going to start by talking about Police Scotland and all the other issues around what's going on with the SNP election. And, of course, the lockdown files. Every day we find out more about what was in those conversations, the WhatsApp messages that were leaked between Matt Hancock, Boris Johnson, and many others in the establishment. So first, let's talk about Police Scotland. In this video, we're going to give you the latest scandal on what's going on in Britannia. So, Police Scotland are raising funds for an LGBT charity that they themselves have been investigating for dodgy behavior. And we have to just shut up and stay quiet and just go with it, because apparently, if you criticize it, it's politically incorrect. I don't really care what sort of charity it is. I don't really care what sort of misbehavior. If it's already dodgy and being investigated, I'm pretty sure it's not a good look for the police force to raise funds for them. It's not really rocket science. But of course, because the whole of the establishment has been dominated by certain type of people who are pushing an agenda of liberal leftism, or whatever you want to call it, Marxism, all those are the reason that we can't, well, we can, but that people at the top don't feel brave enough to call it out. So, Scotland Police said, so they've got the LGBTI Police Association. They've said that our members have been busy this month fundraising for this organization. Our members have been running, walking, cycling, skating, and donating to the hashtag Purple Friday appeal. There's still time to support us. See the link in the comments below. And then we found out that, interestingly enough, this charity has but there's a number of people. Obviously, there are a lot of organizations that are like this, but these sort of charities, one of the workers was suspended over abuse claims, and that's just one area. And we know that LGBT Youth Scotland and all this, and there are a number of people around it that have been flagged in the past. Nothing was done about it, and police investigations continue. But before even concluding this so-called investigation, they've already turned a blind eye. So you can't really imagine that this investigation could be impartial. Reminds us of Sue Gray's investigation into Partygate, and now she's becoming Keir Starmer's chief of staff. Very impartial investigation, of course. Now, again, we have this tweet from Sam Coe saying, "The level of rage I feel from seeing Police Scotland raising money for the charity that's ruined so many lives has almost been too much. Humza Yousaf supporting the charity should be a wake-up call to all who support him. Shona Robertson, who is another Judas that can't be trusted." Let's not forget that all this is happening in the middle of the SNP leadership election. And Humza Yousaf, who was under criticism recently, a few days ago, when the whole election started, for missing the vote on same-sex marriage all those years ago, in 2014, I believe. And that scandal happened. And then because of that, he's coming out to do overcorrection. And basically, he's posting on social media, Team Humza Yousaf, for his leadership election campaign, that he's so in favor of the LGBT movement. He's an ally. He cares about it, the rainbow and all that. So obviously overcompensating, overcorrection. But at the same time, by doing that, he's now falling into a trap of supporting dodgy organizations. It's just completely backfiring on Humza Yousaf, on Police Scotland, and on the other charities that are doing a good job because of this misbehavior. So let's not forget, this is not the first time. Years ago, I believe it was in 2009, that we had two ringleaders of an abuse network when it comes to children who were jailed for life. And again, at the time, we knew that people behind it were those who are close to Police Scotland and, of course, the political establishment. And it's important for me to find the archives, the old stories about these sort of things, to link it, because the mainstream media are not really going to dig deep. They're not really going to investigate any of this. They're not really going to hold them to account, because it's a politically incorrect topic. You shouldn't talk about it. But you should. And if you're talking about it the way I'm talking about it, you simply report it, you analyze it. You don't have to come across as the bad guy. We're not really saying that, everybody should just lose their lives or whatever. We're simply trying to hold power to account, and we're simply trying to make sure there's safeguarding and people doing the job that they're supposed to be doing. Charities are supposed to be doing charitable work rather than misbehavior. It's not really politically incorrect. It should not be politically incorrect. Now, we're going to be talking about this and many other issues as well, but today we are going to come to you guys every half an hour. We're going to be talking about, of course, the so-called new Brexit deal that Rishi Sunak has signed. Basically, there's an anti-EU lawyer. It's a very sound lawyer, which we have actually talked about him before, who's come out to completely destroy this new agreement. We're also going to be talking about Matt Hancock and Boris Johnson and what they did back in the lockdown days, and the latest update on Sadiq Khan's obsession with net zero, ultra net zero, with his ULEZ and everything else. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Mahyar, Tousi, and we are the media.